Managed Information and Communications Service is a combination of telecommunication and information system services provided to a customer at an agreed contractual price. While the services that are provided can vary from platform to platform, they are normally grouped into sets such as infrastructure services, telecommunications framework, consulting services, operational support, disaster recovery, and business continuity planning. Many of these services can be offered on customer property, while others are offered by delivering remote service through technology. Other services are often delivered remotely through cost-effective solutions such as nearshoring and offshoring centers, where labor and goods are cheaper and easier to come by. The pestle analysis in this industry analyzes how different areas such as political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal have an effect on this industry. The political environment in a country has a large effect on how the company can do business there. There are some areas where the government may be unstable and unpredictable. These types of areas can make it extremely difficult to operate in. The economic situation of an area can also play a part in how well the industry can thrive there. Depending on what country the organization is competing in, pending economic conditions such as recession will have a direct impact on the purchasing power of the customers and/or potential customers. Social and cultural differences can play a major role in the effectiveness of how the industry will perform. One social factor to consider is the working hours and wages by company. In the US, the federal work week is 40 hours. In other regions of the world, this tends to be lower, with higher amounts of vacation time and observed holidays. In an article from 20-something Finance, G.E. Miller tells us that Americans work 137 more hours per year than Japanese workers, 260 more hours per year than British workers, and 499 more hours per year than French workers. It is important for the organization to develop an understanding of the relation between wages and working hours to determine the net effect of service in that region. With this industry relying on the technological arena so much, it is one of the most important areas that it needs to watch. The need for managed information and communication services to continuously stay on top of technology and improve their technology service at the same pace or quicker than their competitors is a necessity to stay in the game. This industry is looking for new ways of improving their internal operations that have environmental impacts. One of the things that this industry is doing to help the environment is reducing its dependency on paper. Statistical analysis have shown that when an industry reduces its dependency on paper, there is also a reduction of costs associated to purchasing, storage, and disposal. In addition, the industry internal operations becomes more efficient as most documentation is handled and signed electronically. What might be acceptable in one part of the world might not be legal in another. Litigation is another important legal factor to consider when entering the managed information and communication service industry in a global marketplace. If a client is unhappy with the service or the timeline of the project, they might seek to sue based on the service agreement that was established. It's important for the organization to have legal representation in the country of service that can represent the organization if an issue ever escalates. Workplace safety is another legal factor to consider. Developing nations tend to have a system of regulation and enforcement designed to keep companies' workplaces safe. Developing countries tend to only create safety regulations when they are required, but fall short from being enforced.
On this slide, we have the SWOT analysis for T2 systems, and there are a few examples of their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats listed below each. T-Systems' biggest strengths are mainly in their cloud and infrastructure offerings. In particular, with their integration with SAP, T-Systems provides dynamic cloud solutions and management. They have a very solid implementation delivery model and all of the services they offer as well. One of the biggest weaknesses is that they tend to over-engineer processes. Processes can be cumbersome, complicated, inefficient, and difficult to understand across all departments. This affects the cost put into project and customer service. The matrix organizational structure T-System follows is a weakness in this situation. This can attribute to the disconnect between the international and North American companies. Other weaknesses include a lack of offerings compared to competitors and a lack of utilizing their own technology services. There are many opportunities T-Systems has, and one of the biggest is process improvement, which is foundational. Process management is a definite opportunity for T-Systems, as it needs major improvement. The inefficient employee organizational structure is a definite opportunity for T-Systems improvement as well. Major competitors are some of the biggest threats for T-Systems, including major companies such as Amazon, IBM, and Google. When your direct competition includes these mega companies, customer loyalty becomes a threat. Finally, the unknown threat of another economy collapse similar to 2008 would definitely hinder business. Here we take a closer look at the value chain for T-Systems. In particular, you will notice it is separated into two main categories that consist of the company's primary activities and the support activities. The primary activities are broken down into the following components, which consist of inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. Each of these primary activities relate directly to the creation, sale, maintenance, and support of T-Systems products and services. As we can see here, some of T-Systems' main inbound logistics are data warehousing, global, regional, and local inventory, and automation. The main operational activities that assist T-System in creating value are consulting services, transformation operation, and proactive business continuity. The outbound logistics that deliver T-System services to their customers are nearshoring, offshoring, and a 24/7 support center. T-Systems marketing is based on back channels through strategic partners and word of mouth. The sales are based on a slice formula T-Systems uses as well as hours billed. T-System offers many services which include online communities, 24/7 call center, CRM, customer experience, and consulting. The support activities support the primary activities below. The matrix organization, collaborative culture, management board, and geographically diverse footprint allow T-Systems to maintain their operations. T-Systems benefits, training, talent retention, and employee retention are the current HR management support functions. They currently partner with various companies to assist in managing and processing the IT development, as seen by the companies on the right. T-Systems supply chain consists of centralized delivery, remote management, and cloud transformation.
This slide shows T-Systems' current methods and issues facing their organizational matrix as well as their general project process. First, solutions, design, and the sales teams function as one unit. There's lack of communication with the operations and delivery departments until a customer's contract is agreed upon and signed. The current organizational matrix is very complicated and forces line managers into bunkers to protect their own departments. The processes in design and delivery stall and delay operational processes and are over-engineered. This slide shows the current organizational matrix at T-Systems North America at a very high level. Again, one of the biggest issues this company faces is a severe lack of communication between departments, especially in sales and delivery. Things are further diluted as employees must constantly report to cross-functional managers in other departments. For instance, the sales team is broken down by customer, and employees are responsible for keeping communication and reports to project managers in sales, delivery, operations, design, etc. As we all know, this causes major communication breakdowns, and important customer demands are often lost in translation. This slide shows T-Systems' operational process, again at a very high level. When a customer requests a product, the project begins in the sales department. From here, requirements are sent to the design department and a test product is created for the customer. The customer then receives this test product where it is reviewed to their liking. If changes need to be made, the product is redesigned and sent back to the customer until satisfaction is achieved. Once the customer approves, the product is sent to the delivery department where the order is reviewed, built, and fulfilled.
So there are a number of items we're going to focus on with this reorganization. First thing we're going to focus on is process improvement. We're going to reorganize internal management to align with a more streamlined delivery structure. So what does that mean? We're going to reduce the required authorizations to delivery services that need to be approved ahead of time, with a focus on delivery accuracy as opposed to process accuracy. We're going to adjust the contract structure for improved profit margin. We're going to charge the customer more upfront charges as opposed to waiting till these systems are in operation to charge. We're going to start charging upfront for our actual delivery efforts. That way, any changes in the project plan or design request, we can actually bill and account for that. And we're going to re-engineer internal processes for delivery to eliminate many of the stopgaps and quality checks that are just really over-engineered and not needed. So here's a high-level look at what our new contractual process is going to be. As you can see, in contrast to the old process starts with sales, but once the contract is signed, sales is completely removed from the equation. Now design and delivery are one entire organization, and the verification process is on the service delivery manager and not the actual design and delivery team. So that person will need an increased level of technical knowledge, and obviously some adjustments to staffing will need to be made. But as you can see, goes through a variety of quality checks, design and review, all by the same group. You'll notice that the build is now in the design and delivery group. That way, the people who are responsible for designing it are also responsible for building it. So there are no questions there. Once all quality checks have been made, goes into operational support, process ends. Here you see, again, another example of where we're going to streamline. If you notice, we've moved sales and new business, created a new division called new business. That'll be basically our hunt, and sales will be our current internal business. We've realigned business ops and solution delivery. You notice service delivery is now under CIO as well as business ops, which will maintain tools. You'll notice also a new organization called transformation and delivery, and this is where solution design and solution delivery will actually function under the same department head.
Now that we have outlined the overall transformation, let's now discuss the details and benefits this change will yield. One of the benefits we anticipate with this change is improved business agility. With the changing conditions in the market, it's important to make the appropriate modifications to the organization to stay competitive. With more customers requesting customized solutions to their business needs, the more dynamic the organization needs to be able to handle these requests. With the proposed transformation, T-Systems will be able to create a true alignment of customer needs and expectations. The end result will be a streamlined process with smoother design and higher level of adaptability to unstable conditions. Another benefit is reduced cost and higher revenue. We believe that this transformation will lead to lower costs associated to the business process execution. More enhanced process and productivity of the workforce will make this possible. The decline in operational costs may not be visible right away, but eliminating the bottlenecks will yield remarkable improvements. For instance, the bottlenecks associated with re-engineering during the delivery phase will yield a reduction in cost and delay to the project. This will also mean that customers will have quicker access to the services and products in a shorter time. Thus, the organization will have more market demand and increase in customer satisfaction, which overall improves the company image in the North American market. The transformation will also result in optimization of the process through the removal of any redundant tasks. One of the major issues that currently plagues T-Systems is having more groups work on individual silos. The transformation will not only eliminate this, but it will also give the company setting consistency across all groups. The transformation will not only maximize returns, but it will also align the organization's objectives with its process. Another benefit of the transformation is enhanced transparency. This will allow T-Systems to gain a better understanding of their process and the ability to modify structure while keeping track of outcomes.